Good evening, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV, and it's AC Milan versus Newcastle United match preview. I'm joined by Rolly. How are you, Rolly?
I'm feeling positively Champions League. Getting excited as well.
Yes, I thought you were going to say that. In all honesty, I'm waiting for that to come out. So yeah.
Everyone complains when I don't say it, so.
Well, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So, yeah, definitely. Right. Okay. Yeah. Just want to say apologies for not being able to change the time. Had to put it in the comment that it was starting at 9:30 because StreamYard for some reason was not letting me change the time. So I don't know what was going on with StreamYard. Normally it lets you edit at the time and you can change the time. For some reason it wasn't letting me do it. That's why I had to put it in the comments to say that it wasn't going to start at 9:30. So apologies for that if everybody came on at 9 to see the show and realised, oh, hang on, it's not at 9:30. So anyway, if you do like what you see, please do smash a like. It does help the channel up the search. So do smash those likes. Thank you. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, come and hit subscribe, come be part of the great community, and also the bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record or any upcoming shows. If you want to become a member, it's 99p, just click the join button. And also, if you want to make a donation, you can do that in the chat by clicking on the $sign. So thank you very much indeed. Right, let's get into some comments first because the comments are in. And yeah, that was me. Lewis said no problem. Matey Mag, evening, hi, all. Hi, Tony. Hope you're well, mate, and excited for tomorrow. Absolutely, definitely. It's an early one, isn't it? Clarky, yeah. I don't understand why it's early because considering Italy's only an hour ahead, but it is what it is. Lawrence, evening, everyone. Good evening, Lawrence. BSC's be back at 9:30. Gary says, evening, everyone. I see Tony's like he's been cut off again. No, it hasn't. Definitely not. Need some pennies. Show starts off 9. Yeah, I just wasn't able. The only problem was I was not able to change it, and that is the problem. I just don't know what is going on with StreamYard at the moment. You know, sometimes it does things for you and lets you do it, and then sometimes it repeats people's comments. And honestly, there's just, yeah. Apparently, we always had to pop out to say buy some Belgian buns.
They were delicious.
They'll be in the hair and makeup department, says Andrew. Thanks, Andrew. After Aldi for his bottle of French beer, I'm more like, nah, I don't go to Aldi for that. Gary says, hope we can all tell which one's after all the treatment. Guess Tony's in the wardrobe trying to say what top to wear. Definitely not that. Hi, all, says Paul Robson. Hi, Paul, hope you're well. He says, Anthony Gordon races down the wing. He does, absolutely. And he knows how to get it. Ian says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Ian. Hope you're well. Predator says, lads and lasses, hope you're all well. So what's going on there, Tony? Running fashionably late, I see. Yeah, I, as I say, I couldn't change the time, and that was the only problem. And it's so annoying when you can't. Hi, Tony, and hi, Rolly. How are you? Do you think Newcastle win today? Well, tomorrow, Ben. Do you know what, Ben? I'm absolutely fine. Do you know what? I'm saying yes. And I'm saying 3-1 tomorrow, but, you know, we'll sort that out later on. But I'm definitely saying yes for tomorrow, that's for sure. Because I think AC Milan will be under a lot of pressure after losing 5-1. It would be like us losing 5-1 to Sunderland. We would be under massive pressure. We wouldn't want a Champions League game tomorrow. So, you know, yeah, so I'm supposed they probably don't want this game either tomorrow, in all honesty. So everybody there, talking to each other there. It's going to be a match reaction show at this rate. Definitely not. Definitely not. So people talking to each other. Ian says, have we broken UEFA rules or a press conference, even though it's not our fault? Plane was late. Oh, I don't know. I've not heard, so I'm not sure what's happened there. The game's kicked off. Yeah. Mary says, evening, you rowdy lot. Good evening to you. Hope you're well. Just waiting for pizza. Nice one. Tony, we're out there. Tony says, Predator. We're here now, we're here. If you said whether I got him, yeah, it did absolutely, didn't it, Mary? Absolutely lashed it down today, didn't it? We had thunderstorms down this end of the country as well, as Mary will probably see in the chat as well. She's up the road from me. Yeah, we had thunderstorms this afternoon and horrendous torrential rain, and it was absolutely mad. It was like a monsoon conditions. The wind as well. Julie J, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. Hope you're well. Holly says, evening, Tony Rowley. What a fantastic atmosphere in Milan with our fans. Wish I could be there. Yeah, do you know what? Absolutely fantastic. Evening says Mason. Good evening, Mason. Hope you're well. Bia says, evening, Tony and Uncle Rowley. Good evening, Bia. Hope you're well.
Evening, Beer.
Hello. Evening, Tony and Rowley. Hope you're both well. Quick question. Have you ever seen him back in Milan? No. I think the only one that has been in Milan's Jordan Henderson. But that's a player, not a fan. We lost
He was
another
playing for Liverpool at the time.
Yes. Evening, Tony Rowley, and everyone in the chat says, Wayne. Good evening, Wayne. Hope you're well. 12th man tune. Evening, everyone. Hope you have a good show. I'm so effing excited for the match tomorrow. First time in my lifetime. Do you know what, mate? Absolutely fantastic. And yeah, you know, we can't wait for it to kick off. And it's funny, we are the first team to kick off first game to kick off the Champions League tomorrow. So it's absolutely a pleasure, that, isn't it? Hi, Tony and Ronnie, says Paul Robson. Hi to you. He says, no, all I can say is one thing is people are massively underestimating Milan. Some people are. But again, we'll see what happens. Rowley's feeling positively Belgian, says Predator. Pablo's 2-1 win to Nolly with a winner. Andrew says, hope you're both well. Yeah, absolutely, mate, and hope you're both well. Granny, good evening. You fine specimens. Good evening to you. I'm not underestimating anyone, me, 12th man, but we're going to have to be on our game to get a result. Absolutely. We shouldn't be frightened of these teams, by the way. Let's be honest. Put Lyle Foster in my sister's fantasy football team got a red card for failing conduct 3-game ban. Oh, Jesus. And UFC Shane, morning from Australia, gents. 2:45 AM kickoff over here. My potty clock's taking an absolute flogging. Reckon we'll get the win tomorrow morning. Do you know what? That's an early start, isn't it? I mean, that's the thing they don't think about people down under, do they? You know, so it's an early morning for you. You'll have to get up early so you'll have to have some sleep and then get up and watch the game. It was a bit like that with that American series, when the game was kicking off at 1 o'clock in the morning. You were like, oh, but you start watching the first half and you think, so that I'm going to have to just watch the whole game now. I can't just go to bed because I'll be like thinking, I've got to watch it in the morning. Lee says, evening, Tony and Rolly, everyone, let's have it. Come on, the mighty Toon Army. Absolutely. Dave says, I hope. Yeah. Right. Okay, then. BS says, the weather in Milan is due to the storm. We couldn't fly, so we couldn't do the press conference on time. It made Sky Sports News. What a joke. Absolutely. Yeah. Anyone know if the Champions League font's in the club shop yet? I'm not sure, Pablo. I'm not sure, but if anybody in the chat knows, please let Pablo know if he can get the font there yet. Andrew says, feels like it was Christmas Eve when the kid won't sleep. On Sky, we feel the press conference. It's ridiculous seeing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. Absolutely. Right. So, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go on to, obviously, we had Saturday's game. Now, I just want to ask you, Rolly, your quick thoughts on this. Now, after the game, Thomas Frank spoke to the press, spoke to Sky, and he said straight away he wasn't happy with the awarding of a penalty because he said it was never a penalty. He said they had one similar against Tottenham Hotspur in the opening game of the season, and that was turned down. And he can't understand why this penalty was given, as it shouldn't have been given. Now then, I've watched the one. Now, what I'm going to say is I've watched the one from Spurs when Brentford played Spurs, and it involves Kevin Schade and Vicario, the goalkeeper of Tottenham Hotspur. Now then, when Kevin Schade goes through, he actually takes the shot on first, which goes over the bar. He then goes over the keeper. Now then, in my opinion, and I think in a lot of people's opinions, even professional referees would say the same, you do not give a penalty for that because at the end of the day, one, he's got the shot away before the keeper's got to him. So at the end of the day, the shot's gone and he's just gone through with his momentum, with the pace that he has, because he does have a lot of pace as Schade, by the way. And he's just gone through with his momentum and gone through the keeper and probably thought he might get a penalty for it, which at the end of the day, that was the correct decision. It's no penalty. Now, the one on Saturday is Aaron Hickey made a mess of the ball, trying to get back to Flecken. Anthony Gordon seized on that opportunity, and Flecken got nowhere near the ball, didn't even touch the ball, and kicked Gordon in the calf, well, touched him with his knee and his calf, his hamstring area. So when you do that and he falls over, it's got to be a penalty all day. The assistant referee was there. He saw it with his own eyes. Pawson wasn't going to give it, but the assistant referee says that is a penalty. And Craig Pawson had to point the spot. As soon as he points the spot, yes, VAR may overturn it, but VAR let that one go. What's your thoughts on that, what Thomas Frank said? Do you think he's right or do you think he's wrong? Because I think he's wrong.
It's a lot of sour grapes because we got the penalty and he didn't. To be honest, I've only seen that penalty incident with the Spurs once. I can't remember a lot about it. But if he got the shot away, he's not denied an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. He's got the shot away. Is it a penalty? I don't know what the rules say, but if he's got the shot away and he's wiped him out, I'd be wanting a pen. But whether the rules say that is a different matter because he wiped the player out. But I mean, it was just very clever play by Gordon, getting between the keeper's rushed out. He's got between him and the ball, and if the keeper wants to get the ball, he's got to take him out. He tried to stop, but his momentum took him in. It's a stonewall. So I don't know too much about the Spurs one, but to be honest, I couldn't care less because it's nothing to do with us.
Well, if you do get a chance to see it, Rolly, the Spurs one, if you get a chance to see it, just have a look. Schade gets his shot away first. So once he gets his shot away, the ball's dead, it's out of play. It doesn't matter what happens after that. It's not a penalty. And not being funny, if Thomas Frank takes off his red and white blinkers and looks at it properly and sits down and watches it, he will then realise, oh, well, actually, no, it shouldn't. It would never have been awarded as a penalty because Schade got his shot away before he had contact with the goalkeeper. So before Vicario had any contact with Schade, his shot was well and truly gone and the ball was dead. It was out of play. So it's never a penalty. And he was never going to get a penalty for that.
That's fair enough. As I said, it's a lot of it's sour grapes from Thomas Frank because they lost, and it was a penalty that lost it for them. So he wiped out Gordon. Gordon's got every right to go where he did. If the keeper's rash and doesn't get there first, it's a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was a penalty all day.
Yeah, it's got nothing really to moan about, but obviously he will. Because he can.
Because I thought the first goal we got when this supposed foul on Flecken from Wilson, I'm sorry, it was not a foul on Flecken. Flecken, he messed up in goal. He flapped like hell and he couldn't get near the ball. And he went down as if he'd been hit. And the thing is, there was minimal contact. And I'm sorry, that goal should have stood. And I think when we got the penalty, I think that was just desserts because that was just deserved. And when Wilson put that penalty away, because we were robbed of a goal. That should never have been overturned by VAR. Absolutely not. If they looked at it properly, Flecken makes an absolute mess of it, an absolute, just a meal of it. And I think the problem is there's too much protection for goalkeepers now. That's the problem. There's too much protection. If that was a defender doing that in the box and he fell down, do you think VAR would overturn it and say no goal? No, doubt it, because it just let it
No.
go. But because it's a goalkeeper, the goalkeeper gets more protection. It's about time these goalkeepers didn't get as much protection, because there was nothing wrong with that goal. Flecken just made a mess of it. He made an absolute howl and he got away with it.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Another point is, and I'm just going to ask you, it's obviously not to do with us, but it's to do with Sheffield United. Now, we do play them on Sunday away at Bramall Lane, by the way. Now, Paul Heckenbottom, the manager, who is obviously an ex-Sunderland player as well. Now then, Paul Heckenbottom come out and said a few words on Saturday, and he's probably going to get into a lot of trouble through this now, because he's absolutely slated the referee here. He's absolutely put the referee out there, pasture, and he's probably gonna get one heck of a fine for this, and he could even get a ban. Who knows? They'll probably throw the book at him, in all honesty, because he really did let his mouth go. And he said Peter Banks, the ref, was a disgrace on Saturday. He says, not only have you got all this time, he says, but as a team, he says, Sheffield United like to play the ball out from the back. And because it didn't play it in the box and they wanted to play it out from the back, the referee, time and time again, went up to the goalkeeper, Wes Foderingham, and said, come on, you need to start getting this ball out. If you don't get this ball out, I've got to start giving you a yellow card. And I don't want to end up giving you 2 cards because you will be off. And Paul Heckenbottom said to the fourth official, he said, this is not right. What's going on here, And then one of his defenders, he said, come over to him and said, the referee's told us we've got to play the ball long. We can't play it out from the back. We can't play it short. He says, the referee can't tell us how we can play our football game. He says, not
Absolutely.
up to the referee to tell us how to play the football. And he says, I think the standard of refereeing in this country is disgusting. He says, and it's horrible. And he's not happy at all about it. Now, Dermot Gallagher seems to think he's going to get into a lot of trouble over this, because he's just let his mouth run away. And I thought, you know what? No, it's actually about time a manager did come out and say that the standard of refereeing in this country is diabolical, Rolly. Do you agree with Paul Heckenbottom? Because I do.
I mean, the ref can't be telling you how you play the game.
No.
It's a case of if he's actually is time wasting, yeah, he's got the ability to tell him to hurry up and take the goal kick or whatever, but he can't say he's got to kick it long.
Yeah.
I mean, the standard of refereeing in this country is really poor. Really poor.
It is, absolutely. I mean, yes, he's probably going to end up with a huge fine for it, because they won't like it, because they don't like it when you slate the referees. But I don't think the referee should be out of the equation for criticism, because at the end of the day, if you go and do your job, if I go to work and I do my job, but I don't do it well, and I get criticised for it, I'll say, okay, that's fair enough. I haven't done my job, what I should have done. That's fair enough. You take on board the constructive criticism. But again, it's like referees, they're protected now from this, and it's diabolical. And I just think Paul Heckenbottom's right. He's, the end of the day, he says he's right what he's saying. The refereeing in this country is shambolic, and it really is. And for him to say that his players are being told that they've got to kick the ball long, they can't play it out from the back. I'm sorry, if that's how they want to play, and that's what he said, that's how we like to play, then why can't they play out from the back? Why have they got to kick it long? And then he sent McBurney off as well, which, it's, and they reckon that wasn't even a yellow card offence to be sent off. So, there's it's all going to be interesting this week to see how this will unfold, and to see if the FA will come out and throw the book at Paul Heckenbottom.
They probably will.
Yeah. mean, 12th man says negative reaction from opposition managers injected into my veins shows how far we're going and how much we're rattling them. I respect the managers that we talk well about us and have some dignity, likes of Pep Guardiola, who does, yeah. But if you remember, Thomas Frank last season had a slate against us, our dark arts and all that. So, yeah, we know exactly what he's like.
Well, it's become
Um,
the the common mantra about Newcastle. They practice the dark arts. No, it's
yeah,
just we're bloody good and we know how to control the game.
yeah, absolutely. Um, Ben, so I hope you get 2K one day, Tony. Thanks very much, mate. Hopefully so, mate. Yeah. Lewis says, the referee for that game was absolutely horrendous. Right, I'll tell you what, while Lewis has brought that up about the refereeing, right, now then, yes, Craig Pawson, there he is on screen. Right. Now, I did say this in my video on Saturday, and I did put a tweet out as well or on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. And I did put a tweet out about this as well. Now, this man on screen, Craig Pawson, really grinds on me because I'll tell you why. Because every time he referees one of our games, he's always got something against us. He does not like us. He's got an agenda against Newcastle United. I'm sorry, he has. I mean, look, go back to last season when we had the 3-3 draw with City. Shea was fouled in the box just before half time. Pawson was in front of it all. Gave no penalty. So obviously VAR's not going to give a penalty. You know, the man just comes out with so many shocking decisions. I mean, the decisions he was making on Saturday was absolutely shocking. The bookends. And I just, you know, there was one point where Bruno was fouled and he let them carry on playing. And I thought, come on, that's a clear foul.
Same with
And then
the
Bruno gets up and fouls the player and gets the free kick and then gets a yellow card. And I'm like, well, come on, where's the consistency, Pawson? You know, Bruno's just been fouled. No free kick or yellow card for that player, but Bruno gets up, goes back and gets the ball. Okay, maybe back in anger, and he gets a yellow card for it. But this man, I'm sorry, is not fit to referee in the Premier League. How on earth has he got a FIFA referee badge on? I do not know, because he's certainly not international quality, and he's certainly not Premier League quality. And I'd be very surprised if he's actually Championship quality. He's probably League One below, because I tell you now, he's a shocking referee. And Howard Webb needs to wake up and smell the coffee and get rid of prats like Craig Pawson, because he does not belong in the Premier League. Take John Brooks with you as well, Pawson, because he's another knacker. What's your thoughts, Rolly?
After your rant's finished, I think the problem with your solution is that the referees below the Premier League are worse. I think until we get some new refs coming through, we're going to have to just put up with this crap, because you get rid of him, and the likelihood is he's going to bring someone worse in to replace him.
Yeah.
That's they need to basically they need better training and analysis of the decisions. I don't know what Howard Webb's doing. Maybe he is doing it. That after the matches, they all sit and analyse the matches, and like teams do. After the match, they have a session where they analyse what's went right, what's gone wrong. And hopefully, Howard Webb's doing that with the refs. So, but a bad referee is not going to become a good one overnight.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, he did eventually give us the penalty. I mean, the other the Wilson first one, the moment he disallows it, VAR is not going to overturn that one.
Mm-hmm.
But if it had been scored and he'd given the goal, I don't think VAR overturn it either. It's sort of like the referee's call on that one. So, and I think that the other potential penalty, that sort of handball, I think he got that one about right, because it did
Hit his head first.
Yeah, so it did get something right, but just not a lot.
Yeah, but every time Pawson's been a referee against us, we don't ever get anything off Pawson. To be fair, I mean, he wouldn't have given that penalty if the assistant referee hadn't have said anything.
Mm.
That penalty wouldn't have been given because Pawson wasn't interested in giving that penalty. It was the assistant referee who said, no, Lee Betts said, that's a penalty. You've got to give it.
I think the thing is that if he hadn't given it, VAR would have stepped in. Because they did check
Yeah.
it anyway, so I think that they would have checked it and given it because it was the right call in the end. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how he gets to the right call. It's that he does.
Hmm. I mean, look, we saw that yesterday. You look at that game between Arsenal and Everton. I'm still trying to work out that offside goal because to me, Martinelli's not offside. You know, Saka's offside, but he's not interfering with play. And Nketiah's offside, he's not interfering with play. So what are they actually looking at? You know, and it's like I just thought a perfectly good goal like that was chalked off yesterday. Thankfully, Arsenal got on and went and got the win
Yeah.
that they deserved
I
against
must admit,
Everton.
when I saw it real time, I thought Nketiah was offside, but it was
Yeah.
close.
Mikalenko's actually playing him on, and I think they just took a guess and drew the lines and said, oh, no, it's offside.
I mean, they should have picked up the system that FIFA used in the World Cup, but they decided not to do that. I think that's a lot better system. But, yeah, it's good. I mean, Arsenal made that really hard work. Really hard work.
Mary says, oh, and the pizza place has apparently rang up claiming there's an issue, but there isn't for a lot of their friends tonight who order. Won't shame the place. Domino's. Terrible that, Mary, innit? When did Rowley turn into Stormy? Says Granny. Foxy says, looking forward to the big game tomorrow, Barcelona versus Antwerp. Clarky says, there's been
Foxy,
another bad ref decision tonight.
You'll be surprised to hear that I won't be watching that one. Is it? Who's it again? Who does Antwerp playing?
Barcelona and Antwerp.
Yeah, no, I won't be watching that one.
Antwerp will win that one, hands down, Rowley.
If Antwerp win that one, I might think about reassessing my opinion of Belgian football, the Belgian league.
Clarky says there's been another bad decision tonight. Disallowed goal for Burnley.
Yeah, that was tight, that one.
12th man says, imagine a referee telling you you're not allowed to score. I mean, I just don't get it with Peter Banks. He's a very experienced referee who's been in the Premier League a long time. Why on earth is he telling Sheffield United you can't play a short ball, you've got to kick it long? Since when did he become a manager?
Yeah.
Or is it Allardyce in disguise? Because that's why he's sitting level 7 at Newcastle, because I'd see the ball more up there than I would if I was down lower in the stands. BS says Howard Webb's made no difference at all, just ran up cover up for officials. Yeah. Lewis says, I think the referee should come out and see why or not. Do you know what? I think there should be a press conference for the referees. I think there should be. Absolutely. Julie says, corrupt more like. Absolutely. I want to see them bring in the thing about VAR, like they did for the Women's World Cup, where they announced the decisions of VAR over the tannoy. That's what I want to see, and I hope that does come in. I really do. Wayne says, yeah, Tony, the ref was frigging shitter.
And announcing it's not going to make any difference to the way that they actually make the decisions. If we could hear what the conversations that they have, now that would make a difference. But just telling
Mary says in rugby they made the till explain the decision over the tannoy, which is exactly like cricket as well. We had that incident on last night when England played Japan, and the thought was that the Japan were claiming for a knock on, the England players sort of stopped do I go, do I not? And he went and had done the try, and the referee went straight for the TMO. And when they looked at it, it actually come off Joe Marler's head. So it wasn't a knock on. He didn't touch it with his hands. It came off his head, and therefore it's a try. So it works well like that. And it's just a shame the Premier League can't get the VAR to work like that.
I think the difference with rugby's more of a stop-start game, and it's really only done for serious foul play and to confirm a try. But I do like the way when the referee is talking to the TMO, he'll say the on-field decision is a try. Is there any reason why I can't award it, rather than, oh, I've made a mistake?
Yeah,
that's why
absolutely.
they need that attitude. Like, my decision is this. Is there any reason why I can't award the goal or the penalty? Then they have that conversation is, oh, not, I think you've got it wrong. It's, well, this is why you shouldn't award it. You've got it wrong. We think you've got it wrong. You say, well, this is my decision. Prove to me that I shouldn't stick with it. And I think that's one of the problems, because every time, sort of 99 times out of 100, when the ref goes to the monitor, he changes his decision. I'd just like to see someone have the balls to stick with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian says, big up Tony, been here start. I'm just tired, planning early night after this, but nervous to see if I can sleep. Do you know what? A lot of people can't sleep tonight, mate. Absolutely. Julie says, see you next Tuesday, Mr. Pawson. We don't want to see him in a Newcastle game ever again. Same with John Brooks. He's another one that can do one. English refs ruin the game. That's why you never see English refs in the Champions League, the Europa League, or the Conference League anymore. Well, Michael Oliver does, and Anthony Taylor have done the Champions League, to be fair, Lewis. He's not the only ref who is anti-tune. There's a few of them. Oh, absolutely, Gary. There's quite a few of them. We could list them. Let's get American, Japanese, Spanish, French, Canadian refs in the Premier League.
American refs? Did you watch that the summer series in the US?
Yeah, that one was terrible, wasn't he?
Yeah, if you want to hear, basically some of the US refs make Pawson look like Kalina.
Yeah. I wish Mark Clattenburg wasn't a Newcastle fan. Well, yeah, he couldn't referee a Toon game. Trevor Turner, Toon will win 3-1. Thanks very much, Trevor. Lewis says apparently the AC Milano game there is in the home end 10,000 tickets left. Wow. Surprised that it's not a sellout then.
I can tell you something that is a sellout in Milan, the beer.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah, absolutely. Trevor says the refs have been shit this season. Just look at the Wolves match. Yeah, it's just been absolutely diabolical. I mean, look, yeah, again, you go back to that opening match, Man U United and Wolves. You know, Wolves should have had a penalty. When Onana was I think it was Craig Dawson, he had his arms around him. You know, it's just beggars belief. It really is. Although things aren't well in Manchester, are they? Because they want the manager out. They can't wait to get rid of the manager. So, I mean, look, Rolly, so tomorrow night we're going to Milan. And it's a 5:45 kickoff, so it's an early kickoff, which is not ideal for a lot of people. I mean, gosh, some people don't finish work till like 5:30, and they're probably, gutted that they're probably going to miss the game or most of it. I'm lucky enough I'll be home in time. But, I mean, look, we'll go to Milan tomorrow. What do you think there'll be any changes tomorrow? Like, or what are you expecting tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there will be changes tomorrow. I think there'll be a few. I think that Isak will come in for Wilson. I think Tonali will come in for Anderson. I think Sean Longstaff keeps his place. I've got a sneaky suspicion that Miggy will come in for Barnes. But I think the back four will be the same. Obviously, Pope in goal.
Interesting. Well, I actually did see. I was on channel last night on Jack's Toon TV, and I did say to Jack that the way I would definitely Pope will be in goal. I think we could see a change to the back four, though. I think we could see Byrne moved out with Trippier going left
You like
and
Trippier playing at left full back, don't you? And Livermore on the right.
Livermore going right back. Yeah, but but the thing is, though, since I've said that, I saw an article earlier tonight, and it says in the article, I think it's Newcastle World, and it says in there, Eddie Howe is considering using Trippier at left back because he's seen how Southgate's using him at left back for England. So, and I'm thinking, do you know what? I've been saying this. Trippier can play left back because he can play left back. I mean, I did say to a point, in some ways, you could always put Mankio at left back.
I think that,
but
I think the problem with moving Trippier to left back, it means that Livramento will be up against Leao, and you want your best full back up against him, which is Trippier.
Because the thing is, I still say Hall's not fit enough to start yet, but he's fit enough to come on as a cameo, which I was a bit surprised on Saturday. I was a bit disappointed in Eddie Howe not doing that. I mean, I can see he probably doesn't want to go down the route of like what happened against Liverpool. We made substitutions and we ended up losing that game against 10 men. But I would like to have seen on Saturday, I would like to have seen Lewis Hall come on and have 15 minutes just to get him some minutes in his legs. But as I say, I think
that he kept the back four the same because, let's say, though Burns started off badly, he grew into the game. And you know how much football's a confidence game. And getting that clean sheet will give him some confidence.
Yeah.
And it's the back four that served us so well last season. I don't think he's ready to change it yet. I mean, there may be a time where he does change Trippier to left back and play Livramento, but I don't think this is the game to do it. And if he's going to do that, you should do it against someone like Sheffield United rather than AC Milan, because it's that Leao who plays.
He's a good player.
He'd be up against Trippier if Trippier plays at right back, but if he moves to left, I know Livramento is good, but he's not played for a long time, and he's up against a world-class winger. So you want your best fullback there.
Lewis is saying, just a reminder for everybody, at 1 p.m. tomorrow on TNT Sports 1, which used to obviously be BT Sports 1, it's AC Milan under-19s versus Newcastle United under-19s. Because don't we have a Champions League Youth Cup as well? So,
yes, we do.
So that's what that is. So that's on at 1 p.m. tomorrow. I mean, I'll be at work, but anybody who's not at work, there you go. There's something for you to watch tomorrow afternoon. That might be an interesting game to watch. So, that will definitely be one to watch.
I saw highlights of our the Johnson Paint Cup, whatever it is, where the under-21s played against Wrexham, and they put up a good showing for themselves. And there's a Diallo looks like he's got a lot of potential going forward. I'd not sort of really heard of before. So he looked really good.
Yeah.
And they against a full strength Wrexham side, they were unlucky to lose.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, I look at AC Milan, right, and I was quite shocked at it. Well, quite shocked that they lost 5-1 to Inter Milan. In all honesty, it wasn't just a score; it was a hammering. And I mean, because obviously the goalkeeper for AC Milan, I rate this guy highly, Mike Maignan, French international. He's 28, but I think he's a terrific goalkeeper. He really is. But I mean, probably not his fault they lost 5-1. Probably the defence in front of him as well, because I had no Tomori playing, which I was quite surprised at, considering, he didn't get off the bench for England, unless he's got some sort of mysterious injury like Elliot Anderson did have against Scotland, which is now turning out it wasn't an injury. It was because Southgate's turned his head and he said to Scotland, I can't play for you. And he's walked away. So, I mean, but they still played a decent enough team out there on Saturday. But I was quite surprised the way they lost 5-1 against Inter Milan. Now, sometimes they say it's dangerous when you come up against a wounded animal, especially like with AC Milan. But do you not think, though, Rolly, do you not think AC Milan might be thinking, we don't want this game tomorrow. We'd rather this game was a week away or something like that rather than tomorrow so soon after a 5-1 hammering. Because, if we got hammered off Sunderland 5-1, not that we will do, but if we did, would you want the Champions League game coming around the corner? Would you think, Christ, I'm not ready for this?
It's different. I mean, because normally when you get beat, you want the game to come quickly to try and put it right. So there's some respects, no, but I'm sure they would have preferred an easier game than to play us.
Yeah.
It's really a case of what sort of reaction they're going to have. We're coming after a good win. They don't know much about us. We've not played in Europe for 20 years, so a bit of an unknown quantity. So it's probably as tricky a tie as they could have asked for after a defeat like that.
Tanji says, Sven Botman, he's too sexy for Milan. Too sexy for Milan. His name is Botman. He's too good for Milan. He's too good for Milan. Liverpool and Tottenham. He's Sven Botman. You know what I mean? Do you know what, Tanji? That's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant, that, mate. Love it. 12th man says it's so shit to say that the only decent referee is Michael Oliver. Absolutely. Lewis says every one of them hates us. The game is too early in Italy. People still at work. There's a reason for so many tickets being available, says Bia. Yeah, absolutely. Julie says, I wonder if the refs have compulsory eye tests. Well, isn't it the Scottish referees? And Ian might back me on this one, actually. Ian Fleming in the chat. I'm sure last season, weren't the Scottish referees have a sleeve sponsor, and wasn't it Specsavers, I think? I might be wrong. Ian might tell me, but I'm sure it was last season. I'm sure our sleeve sponsor was Specsavers. 12th man says, I feel like referees are far too protecting football. I also can't help feel that that's due to brown envelopes under the table and protecting mates. It's disgusting. We need transparency. Could be right. Especially out of an Italian beer, says Lewis. 10 haha, next signing is a job centre plus some Salford. Do you know what? A guy at work today, I was talking to him because he's a Man U fan. And I said, what's the crack? You just want rid of Ten Hag. And he says, the problem is, he says, Ten Hag's football is far too slow. He says, he just seems to want to pass it side to side to side. And he says, and it's not great football. He says, and that's the reason why the Man United fans want rid of Ten Hag, because his football is absolutely crap. It's diabolical. He says,
his team's not much better.
No, it's not, is it? So, but hey, let's keep them in charge till after the 2nd of December when we've played them. And then once we've obliterated them, then they can sack him.
Oh, let's just keep him. Let me just
Yeah,
keep you.
they're 13th at the minute, Man U. They're below us, so um, I'm,
Oh,
I'm sure, I'm sure people are happy about that, Man U being 2 places below. I did ask these couple of guys what they thought of Man U being in 13th place and being in absolute shambles, and this was the reaction I got from them. Yep, they thought it was absolutely brilliant that Man U are where they are. So, you know, even the minions having a good laugh at Man U and Ten Hag. Julie says 10p Hag. I've booked my plane ticket for Paris. Nice one, Lewis. Yeah. Clark says Murphy, Lascelles, and Livramento. Do you know what? I would bring Murphy into right wing. I would do rather than Almiron. In all honesty,
but if you're not gonna play Almiron, we'll play Gordon there with Barnes on the left.
Yeah, or maybe he sticks with Barnes on the left. I don't know. Thing is, we don't know what Team Eddie Howe puts out. As I've said before, he probably watches these podcasts and probably rates everybody's teams down and thinks, right, okay, so it's all black and white TVs, but oh yeah, he's put that on. Toon TVs put such and such. Toon Review have put this team, right, okay. Right, how do I stump the whole lot of them? I know what I'll do. I'll change this team about. He probably doesn't, but I'm just saying, you can just imagine Eddie Howe sitting there writing all these teams down, saying, right, I'm going to stump a lot of them. Because I'm sure he does. Jar says, I'm a Leeds fan and took the day off work to watch the match. Leeds haven't had a great start to life in the Championship, have they, Trevor? It's not been a great start so far, has it?
The week yesterday.
Eh?
Had a good win yesterday.
Yeah. May kickstart them on now. Yeah, because that was a game against Millwall, wasn't it? Lawrence says his predicted 11 tomorrow is Pope, Trippier, Shea, Botman, Byrne, Tonali, Bruno, Longstaff, Almiron, Isak, Gordon. Do you know what? That's not a bad shout.
It's not a bad shout.
Julie says trips to the left, Livermento to the right.
Not for this game. Not for this game. You want your best right back against Liao.
Trips isn't young anymore. We've bought Livermento to rotate. Julie says, then again, Roddy's just said need Trippier on Liao.
Yeah.
Yeah, says I can't see Trippier at left back. He's half the player there. Southgate's tactical choices are questionable at best. Like to see Maley coming against Milan. Do you know what? That would be a fan. That would be a good shout.
Won't happen.
Pope, Trippier, Botman, Shea, Hall, Longstaff, Bruno Tonali, Miggy, Almiron, and Isak says. Wayne. Oh, you've missed one player off Wayne. Oh, but he has. He's put it there, Gordon.
Yeah, put Miggy then Almiron.
He's probably hit send by mistake, and then say that would be a dream for Lewis Miley to score. Do you know what? That would be funny if he came on Lewis Miley and banged one in from like 30 yards out and just said, "Take that."
To be honest, I don't even know if he's travelled with the squad.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Playing trips on the left would be a kick to town halls, in my opinion. I can certainly see both Hall and Livermento starting against Sheffield United due to rotation. Maybe, yeah. Papa John's trophy, the Mickey Mouse Cup, says Lewis. Tomorrow he was suspended. He's back tomorrow. He was in the press conference. That's why he wasn't playing. He was suspended. So I'm thinking, well, he can't be injured because he didn't play for England. And this is what annoys me. He's one of the best centre-backs in Italy, and yet he can't get past Harry Maguire. What's going on there? So
makes you think sometimes Southgate's on drugs or something. The way he keeps kicking Maguire.
Yes, I saw that today, BR. I saw that Ibrahimovic has paid a visit to see AC Milan in the hope of motivating the team. Predator says it works both ways, Tony. Some wouldn't want it, some would. Depends on players' attitudes, absolutely. That's class. Apparently, there is the Italian referee in VAR. I don't know how that can happen, says Lewis. Well, VAR will be a panel, so you just be on there. Inter Milan beat last 5 times. Adds up to Inter Milan 12, AC Milan 1. Wow, Jesus. They got 11 in a row. You know, the Mackhams keep shouting about 6 in a row. Well, they've got 11 in a row. Well, I'm gathering 11 in a row. I don't know. It might not be. But yeah. Ian says, yes, it still is. Specsavers, Tony. There we go. Scottish referees are still sponsored by Specsavers.
Someone has obviously got a good sense of humour.
Yeah. Speaking of salt, does anyone else put it on their toast, says 12th man. I don't put salt on any of my food whatsoever. Don't like the stuff. So don't even put vinegar on my stuff either. So there you go.
Oh dear. Not even on chips?
Nope. No vinegar, no salt.
Oh,
if I've ever
dear.
gone to McDonald's, if I've
You
ever gone into
Philistine.
McDonald's, if I've ever
You
gone into
Philistine.
McDonald's, I'll go to the counter and I'll say, I want fries without salt on. And they'll look at me and say, well, oh, but we can't do. And I'll say, yes, you can do that. I'll say, because I'm the customer and I don't want salt on my chips because I don't like salt. And then they'll get a manager and the manager will come over and I'll say, I don't want salt on. I'll say either that or you give me my money back. And they'll go, okay, we'll do it without salt for you. But yeah. So you're a bit awkward in there at times. I don't go. That's why I don't go to McDonald's, to be honest with you. But yeah, like I say, I just can't. I don't mind tomato sauce or mayonnaise. Can't stand brown sauce. But I don't like salt, and I certainly don't like vinegar. There you go.
Philistine having chips without salt and vinegar.
Oh no! Couldn't think of anything worse.
I can. Chips without salt and vinegar.
Beautiful, Rory. Absolutely beautiful without salt and vinegar.
We're going to have to agree to disagree on that one.
Class Tony says, Lee, I can't remember what that was for. Quick question, would you rather win the Champions League or get relegated? Oh, Jesus Christ, Lewis. Why the hell have you put that in there for? Lewis, that's not even a question, Lewis.
It's
because
we're not
going to win the
relegated.
Champions League, so we're not going to get relegated. There you go.
We're not going to get relegated. I'm not expecting us to win the Champions League.
No.
If we do win, I'm going to go on the mother of all benders.
Frank was on Monday Night Football, says Tanji, complaining again, I see. Funny, they never talk about the disallowed goal law. Yeah, absolutely. Anyhow, definitely doesn't watch John, says yeah. We played shit, says Trevor, the Leeds fan.
Oh.
Tired of seeing Murphy on the right is way too long overdue, says Gary. Do you know what? I would like to see him back in there, yeah. Clarky says Spanish and German the referees are. I think we'll be totally up for this game. We've been waiting for this such a long time. 3-1 the mighty tune. Isak, Bruno, Miggy scoring, hopefully. Do you know what, Tanji? You've read my mind. Yes, talking about, actually, while we're on the subject of like looking at scores and things like that. Right, this man, Alexander Isak. Right, Rolly, I want your thoughts. Rumours going around at the moment that FC Barcelona are interested in taking Isak. Well, I'll tell you now. 1, he's not for sale at any price. And 2, does Isak really want to leave Newcastle? I don't think he does. And I wouldn't sell him. I would keep him because he's one hell of a player. And, what's your thoughts, Rolly?
Well, all I can say to that is that haven't you noticed that now that we've become a threat to the traditional Big Six, that all the newspapers are trying to sell all our best players to them and to Barcelona, and because it's Bruno's going to Liverpool, now Isak's going to Barcelona, Next, it'll be Gordon going somewhere, and then it'll be Botman's going somewhere else, and it's wow, it's just lazy journalism. Barcelona may want him. I want to I want a Rolls Royce and a Mercedes Benz. Doesn't mean I'm going to get one just because I want it. I want a Learjet too.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
look, he
it's one of these.
rejected Man United to come to us.
It's not a matter of that. It's just the fact that because they're good players, other clubs are going to want them. But they've forgotten that we can actually where the club is going, and we're not the Newcastle that buys players to sell them on to profit.
Yeah.
They've forgotten that he who will not be named is no longer the owner of the club.
We are not a selling club.
Oh, we will sell, but on our terms and who we want to sell.
Well,
We won't
yeah,
sell. We won't just willy nilly sell our best players because you come in with. It's like Man City before they got. Was it Croatian? Was it Croatian? The guy that got from Leipzig. Get his name.
Arcavardial.
Gavadio. They came to us to ask about Sven Botman.
Yeah.
They got told in no uncertain terms that that's not happening. It's the same when Liverpool supposedly bid 100 million for Bruno. So it's not happening. We're just putting the team together. We're not going to break it up already. And it's not as if we need the money.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a nothing story.
Yeah.
Unless they're going to offer us sort of like 200 million or something like that, then we might consider it. But yeah, it's a non-story as far as
That's only a consideration. Yeah, 12th man says, I always start a food argument in Newcastle live streams. Do you know what? There's no harm in that. It's absolutely brilliant. I don't mind it. I don't mind the. Andrew says brown sauce is the god, Tony. Not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me. I don't like brown sauce. And what is it, Andrew? Do you have? Is it HP, Andrew, or is it Daddy's? There you go. Pizza that don't arrive. Has it not arrived, Mary? Jesus. Hope you get your money back then. You want a refund for that? Mint sauce on roast lamb, yum. Yes, absolutely,
Yeah,
Mary. Absolutely. And I like cranberry sauce, and I like apple sauce as well. I'd rather win the Europa League and stay up in the Prem. Absolutely. Why not? Let's finish as one of the best third place teams and get in the Europa League.
But I mean, the
They'll
group
be.
we're in, there's no reason we can't get out of the group.
No, absolutely.
Because I think we've got the four pretty evenly balanced teams. Because we've got PSG, but you've got to remember they've got no Messi, they've got no Neymar. Right, they've still got Mbappe, but they're not the same team that they were last season. Milan, they've got no Tonali, and we have. Dortmund, Dortmund have lost Bellingham. So the three other teams in the group are with evenly matched teams. And they must have been really not happy that of all the teams in top four, they picked us.
Yeah.
They could have had Royal Antwerp.
12th man says he loves his mint sauce on his sausage and bacon sandwiches.
Yeah. Well,
I'd rather have tomato sauce on my bacon and sausage.
Yeah.
Ian says, agree with you, Rory, about salt and vinegar on chips and sauce as well. It's also banging on a sausage roll as well, says 12th man. Fat Meili isn't in the Champions League squad, my bad.
But I think because of his age, he doesn't have to be in the actual squad.
Yeah. Murphy hasn't played minutes either, says Foxy. They're mentally not ready after the birth of his child or not fit. That's
He's
interesting.
probably not getting any sleep.
Yeah. Murray says, oh, feck, what have I started? 12th man says, my guilty pleasure is a heart of a stotty, cut with a pocket in it. Stuff it with bacon and sandwich, bacon and sausage and mint sauce. Bacon and sausage sounds nice. I don't think I'd have the mint sauce. Mind saying that, I've never tried mint sauce on a sausage and bacon. So, maybe I have to give it a try for 12th man. I might do that one day.
I'll give it a miss. Unless it's
But
lamb sauce.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what else you can't go wrong with having in the stotty. Ham and peas pudding. Oh, gosh. Now there's a sandwich. Ham and peas pudding. Oh, yeah. Oh. I used to always love ham and peas pudding. The players who will have interest, I'm going nowhere, says Brian, absolutely.
They can have Jeff Hendrick if they want him.
Well, he's gone now, hasn't he?
Is his contract up at the end?
Yeah. He won't be back.
Oh, blast, dear.
He's gone. He's gone for good. Brian said, don't mind Bruno having a release clause, but someone making a bit much of it. Yeah, absolutely.
And it's something a lot of South American players have, as long as it's at a decent level.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking that 100. When you look at what Chelsea paid for McAllister, Enzo Fernandez, and what they've just paid for Caicedo, you've got to be looking for that 120, 130 million for his release clause, if not more. And then if he wants to go at that price, fair enough, we've got the money to replace him.
Yeah.
But that's it. I mean, just because there's a release clause and someone's met it doesn't mean the player has to be sold. Because the player's got to want to go there.
Yeah. Andrew says cheap Aldi brown sauce, by the way. Tangi reckons it's us and Dortmund who get out of that group.
It's quite possible.
Because PSG, I'm not being funny, in France, in their league, they play excellent. Champions League, I don't think they're that great, to be honest with you. Because
they haven't been playing that well this season.
They got beat off Nice.
Yeah, 3-1.
Yeah. What do you think about Yankubo Minty scoring again and assisting for Feyenoord on Saturday, and Kwal scoring a wonder goal for Valentine, even though they got beat?
Yeah, it's good. Minter's made a big impact since he's been at Feyenoord, which is good. And it's good to see Kwal get on the score sheet with a good goal. He's getting minutes. So this will probably, looking like this loan will work out better playing time-wise than it did at Hearts. So he has to play about one more game, then he's played more minutes than he has than he did at Hearts last season. But the guy's still young. I think he's still a fair way behind Minter in his development. But the traits are there that he could become a really good player. And I think he's in a good league to develop.
Yeah.
So it's either that league or the French league that you want him to go to, because both those leagues are really good at developing players.
Well, that's where I wanted Paul to go when he came in January, Eredivisie. So I'm glad he's there now, and I'm glad he's getting some game time with Volendam as well, because but let's be honest, that spell of Hearts was a shambles, because not the kid's fault, it's the fault of Hearts. And I'm sorry, not being funny, in that league, he could have had a few more games, and so I think it was
I think part of the problems of Hearts is they sacked the manager that he went there when he went over. And I think there's method in the madness sending him there. He's just come over from Australia, the Aussies in the national team, which he's a part of at Hearts. So we'll help him settle into the country after coming over. It's just a shame that he didn't. It's a higher quality of standard of football than it's in Australia as well. So it maybe was a little bit of a. We're expecting a little bit much for him to pay more time there because he'd never started a game in Australia.
Yeah.
So you got to bear that in mind. So it's really just sort of toughening out, getting used to sort of British conditions, and putting in an environment where he's got people that he knows around him. This year, we send him to the Eredivisie to actually develop his game and get more playing time.
So, 12th man has just said, Tony, if you try it, I'll want a review and I'll donate a tenner. Do you know what? Next time I have a sausage and bacon sandwich, I'll do a video, and I will do a video putting the sausage, the bacon in, and I'll putting the mint sauce on, and me eating it, having a try of it, giving you my honest opinion, and then what I'll do is, whenever that show comes up, I will put that video on the show to say, boom, there you go. So how does that sound, 12th man? Eh? So that's what I'll do. So the next time I have one, I will do a video of it, and then I will put it on. There you go. That's fair enough, isn't it? And at least if I do a video, at least you know I've had it and I've ate it and I've tried it. So there you are. Because I could just say, oh yeah, whatever, but no, I'll do that. I'll give you the proof. You'll see me put the mint sauce in and have a try. So there we go. Challenge accepted, mate. Lewis says he hates ham and peas pudding. Nothing wrong with ham and peas pudding, Lewis. Jesus. Predator says none of that, chef. For me, rice, pasta, chicken, salmon, loads of veg and fresh fruit. Dortmund might be the whipping boys in this group, reckons Foxy. Haven't impressed any Bundesliga games so far. I mean, look, they were 2-1 down to Freiburg. They came back to win 4-2, but I mean, you know, they haven't been that impressive this season. Nice savoury sandwich. Tangi says if Mary had a little lamb, it would have had mint sauce on it. To be honest, I hardly use sauce full of sugar, says Andrew. He's laughing at Tangi. Wayne says ham, cheese, and Branston pickle and tiger bread with plenty of pack. Do you know what? That's that. Yes, you are spot on with that, Wayne. You're absolutely right. I like ham, cheese, and pickle. Yeah, and it's got to be Branston. It's lovely. Yeah. Saying that, have you ever tried the Tesco Finest or the Asda's Finest, whatever? You know, this or Sainsbury's Best caramelized onion chutney. Lovely. If you haven't tried it, get some. Try it. Honestly, once you've had it, you'll be like, "Oh, they're lovely."
The same with the food channel.
The same with caramelized onion sausages. Oh, absolutely beautiful they are. Brett says, Mary had a little lamb. She tried to pay on 10,000 volts, went up its arse and the tin, scored an nail on. Jesus Christ, Predator. Oh, God, we're getting it all now, aren't we? It's a good job this is after the watershed, isn't it? Yeah. Talking Valentine always get beat. They could go a full season losing all 34 games. Luton Town the second, aren't they? Yes, Tony lad, done deal. Thank you very much, mate. The sausage, bacon, and mint sauce live show, says Predator. This is the content I'm subscribed for, mate. Thanks very much. Do you know what? On this channel, mate, we have a good laugh. We are like a family on this channel. And, you know, so at the end of the day, you know, we are absolutely bonkers on this channel, but we are so down to earth. Andrew says, I'm a celeb, Tony, if you eat some kangaroo penis, I'll donate 20 quid. Andrew, kangaroo penis? No, thank you, mate. Rather not. Coke and Mentos on stream? Nah, I don't think so. Tanji says, Rolly, I thought you looked like Ian Wright, then I joined the stream. It's because you're without that beard. That's why people are
Yeah,
confused, Rolly.
yeah.
You've confused a lot of people. I saw Morrison's are selling grated cheese now. Whatever will you think of next? A lot of places do now. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's for the people who can't be bothered to grate cheese. I mean, you can go into place, you can get like diced onion and things like that. So you don't have to buy a whole onion to dice it. You can just buy it in the packet and just go over. There you go.
The
You
reason
can
they
buy
do that,
prepared veg now.
the reason they do that is they can charge you more for it.
Mm,
When they put it in a
they
bag,
do.
if they process it in any way, even by slicing it, it's added value, so they can charge you more.
Yeah.
If they couldn't
Lee
charge
says
you
a
more, they
crisp.
wouldn't do it.
Lee says a crisp sandwich. Yes, Lee, crisp sandwich.
I was
And
never
do
a
you know what
fan.
it is? When I was little, and I don't know if they have it as much now, but when I was little, you know, it used to be the favourite sandwich. And I mean, I'm talking about when I was like 7, 8 year old. I used to love a sugar sandwich.
Mm.
Your bread, butter, sugar on top, fold it in half. Lovely. Gives you a good energy kick for the day as well.
So we used to do like a sugar toast where you'd put the sugar on and put it under the grill to toast it.
All right, yeah.
Similar sort of thing.
This was just sugar sandwich, but it was, yeah, absolutely. Oh yes, it was. It nowadays I wouldn't have one because the thought of a sugar sandwich is so awful now. But back
There's
then they
one
were just
thing
like,
I had. My mother's side of the family are from Ghana, and they have a sugar
yeah,
loaf. It's basically
mm-hmm,
it's bread, but it's sweet, which is really nice.
yeah. And in case any younger viewers are wondering what a sugar sandwich is, like I say, it's a bit of bread with your butter on. Put your sugar in. Put your pile of sugar in. Put it in half, and there you go. Lovely. And there you go. If you're not sure, there's a picture. Have a look for yourself. And there you go. There is a sugar sandwich. People who are tuning in to watch us, or people who watch us on catch up, may think, "What the hell are we watching?" Yeah, I thought this was a football channel. I just thought I'd
Um,
share that. But there you go. There's your
so
sugar sandwich.
if you start showing food pictures, Pete's going to get jealous.
Yes, yes. Sorry for hijacking the preview by talking about food, mate. Been away from England for a week and couldn't help myself. Do you know how are the lads? Do you know what it is, mate? It's absolutely fine. We don't mind. We don't mind whatsoever, mate. Honestly, it's nice to have a bit of variety. Variety is a spice of life, as they say. How many people by Christmas will have got it? Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That word's coming about now more and more. Christmas, that C word.
Oh, don't be mentioning that till at least firework night.
Well, I
I
walked in the
don't.
shop the other day. They've got the mince pies out and everything. I'm like, Jesus, honestly, you know him. You know him now. Do you reckon the AC Milan will shows like this? Will all be talking about their favourite Sarnies? Tanji says minty Sarnie show. Tanji says, look how many grams if in packet if you grated cheese, and if you see how much you're getting ripped off. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I went to I was in DIY store yesterday, and I was I've been trying to get some for some Velcro, and I was in the DIY shop yesterday. Bloody expensive. Honestly, it is massively expensive. So I said to the woman, I says, this is really expensive for this one. Oh yeah, 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 but it's good stuff. I says, what this Velcro? She went, yeah, yeah, it's really good stuff. I say it's too expensive. I say it's bloody rip off if you ask me.
Saw that one coming a mile off.
Mary says, yes, Tony, sugar sandwich. There we go, you see. Not the only one. Banana and sugar sarnies when I was a kid. Yes, there was that as well. Yes, and just as butter and sugar for bad stomach in the old days. Absolutely, Andrew. Absolutely. Didn't the cure for a hangover used to be a raw egg in the morning, didn't it? Rolly, Fishburne lookalike. I don't know what he means by that, Fishburne.
I don't know
Uh,
that.
Foxy says, can't beat melted cheese on toast with the baked beans on top. UK food gets disrespected too much overseas. Absolutely, Foxy. That's a nice one.
That's a good one.
I tell you what I do like when I go to Weatherspoons, Sandro's favourite place. When I go to Weatherspoons, I tell you what my favourite food is there, and it's the barbecue chicken, cheese, panini, bacon and cheese panini. It's barbecue, bacon, chicken. Barbecue chicken, bacon and cheese panini with the chips. That is absolutely lovely from Weatherspoons. That's my favourite. Absolutely. Gary says, kangaroo penis, that gives me the willies. Grated cheese was meant to be a joke, but actually, yeah, but you can't buy it though, Gary. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Tanji says, I grew up in Australia. Cheese and Vegemite sarnies were popular. Andrew says, good job I've eaten, lol. I thought that was another white substance bread there. Mary says, I made banana bread for my late mum until her nurse checked her blood sugar and I was told not to do that again. Ooh. Yeah, because it's high, isn't it, in sugar? Sugar sarnie, more like diabetes sarnie. Well, yeah. But the thing is, when you're younger, you do eat stuff like that and you look back now and think, how the hell have I ate that? A pint. I had scrambled eggs and lettuce and wraps and an orange, says Andrew. See, we're getting foodie stuff in now. Uh, cheese on toast with Worcester sauce. Now that's where it's at. I'm not a lover of Worcester sauce. Are you, Rolly?
Depends. It depends what I'm eating.
Hmm.
A bit of Welsh rarebit, nice. Make the Worcester sauce makes the difference on cheese on toast.
Yeah. Marmite, love it or hate it? I hate it.
I'd love it.
Jesus, no thank you.
Do you remember that advert about the Marmite ran with the Marmite gene? When they're taking people to send off for tests, whether they like Marmite or not. And they had these sort of families sort of getting the test and opening it together. And there's one woman that was pregnant and basically says that her partner doesn't like Marmite, so her baby's going to grow up with a Marmite hate, and they love Marmite. It's just brilliant.
Oh, brilliant, isn't it? Gary says, oh, Tony Velcro, 10 out of 10, you little devil. Well, I thought I'd just put that in there. Egg white omelettes with mushrooms and peppers, bloody lovely. Lee says, cod liver oil off the spoon when I was a kid. Yeah, but fish oil's good for you, though. That's the thing. Fish oils are good for you. Yeah, Ian's in my camp. Hate Marmite. Absolutely, mate. I absolutely love food. In fact, I eat nothing else. Nice one, Gary. Nice one. Rolly. So anyway, getting back to let's go from food to let's go from food to football. What is your prediction tomorrow?
That's a really good question. Because
it is a good question.
This game could go almost any way. A lot of it will depend on whether Milan have gotten over their defeat to Inter.
Hmm.
I think that's going to make a big difference. I think we go in there with a bit of confidence after the win.
Yeah.
It'll be a tight game. I'd like to think that we can win it by the odd goal in 3. So 2-1. I think that if we do go to Milan and win, that puts us in a really strong position to qualify out of the group.
Hmm.
But we'll see. It's going to be a tight game. I've not seen a lot of Milan because I don't watch much football other than Premier League, so I don't know a lot about them. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think Anthony Gordon's going to play a crucial role for us. It's going to be interesting to see how the midfield shapes out. I think it'll be Tonali, Bruno, and Longstaff. And if Longstaff's running helps free up Tonali as well as Bruno, then we've got one hell of a midfield there. And
Yeah.
Sean Longstaff is really underrated.
Hmm.
I mean, he is one of the reasons on Saturday why Bruno played a lot better, because he didn't have to worry so much about his defensive work and he was able to go further forward. And if you've got Tonali as well, who then also likes to go forward, it could be an interesting midfield trio, which will mean it'll be difficult for J7 when he's fit and Willett to actually get into the side.
Yeah.
So what you want?
BS says 3-1 Newcastle. Gordon will tear them apart. Alan says a big tall pizza. You can't beat it. Yeah, pizza, lovely. I like pizza. Prediction is AC Milan 1, Newcastle 1, says Lawrence. I'm going 1-1 as well, says Ian. Foxy says, I do think Milan will bounce back with a 2-1 win, but I've bet a 3-1 win, so could go anyway, to be honest. But I'd take a point now.
Yeah.
Nice one. Predator says, I'm going for a 1-0 win to us, late Mickey goal. And he says he's better for a 3-1 win for Newcastle, says Foxy. Gary says, I'm expecting to get beat. Anything else would be a success. Right. Well, last night when I was on Jack's, I said, look, I'll take a draw. Well, I says, my heart says we'll win, but my head says a draw. And I said, fuck it, I'll go with my heart. So I went with my heart and I said, look, I'm going to be bold now, and I'm being bold. We'll go out there and win 3-1 tomorrow. And I've said it. I said it last night and I'm saying it again. I'm not shying away from it. And if we don't win 3-1 tomorrow, I don't care. You know, but if we come out with that with a draw, I'll be happy with that. But if we go there and win, I'll be happy again. So I'm saying 3-1. I don't think we'll get beat. I really don't. Because, look, Brentford had a plan to stop us playing properly on Saturday. That was the problem. They had a plan. Playing 5 at the back. Now, Milan, we know Italian football is a lot slower than Premier League football. But the thing is, they don't come up against teams, Milan or any other teams in Europe, don't come up against teams who play a pressing and intensity game like we do, and high intensity as well. So I think if we come out the traps on tomorrow night, I think we could give them a hell of a game. And I think AC Milan might get a shock because it'll not be the type of football they're used to seeing, where teams in the Premier League know how we play now. So I think Milan will be in for a shock tomorrow. I really do. And Mary says she's sticking with the victory for 2-1, being positive. Absolutely, Mary. Be positive, definitely. I mean, do you think Milan, Rolly, in a way, AC Milan, I should say, do you think they're going to be... Do you think they'll get a shock when we play out, if we play our high intensity pressing game, especially if we come out the traps quick?
Yeah, I think they will. It's all good and well to say, Yeah, we can play around them until we've actually done it. There are very few teams that are able to do it. And the thing is, it's relentless. It's not for the first 5 minutes, it's for the full 90.
Predator says we got nothing to be afraid of, nothing to lose. I think we all know we're not going to win the Champions League unless all the other teams come down with food poisoning from bacon, sausage, and mint buns. Nice one. Alan says, remember, 5:45 kickoff time, 1-1 for me. Any better as a bonus? Absolutely. I'll take a draw now, Alan, but I'm saying that I'm going to go for a 3-1 win. Why not? Be bold, be brave, you know. The end of the day. Andrew's going 1-0. He's laughing. And you never know, Predator, says Ian. Well, absolutely. I mean, look, we're going to we're going to this game, some of our fans, and, you know, we're a bit nervous of the game, yes, obviously, because Champions League and that. But, you know, Salford United won't like playing Bayern Munich, and, you know, because the way they're playing at the moment, Bayern Munich could turn them over the way they're playing. So, and Harry Kane's on fire as well, so I wouldn't bet him scoring a hat-trick against them.
That'd be good.
Tangi said, I just think with a tough start to a season, Champions League has been on our minds. Now we kickstart our season. Absolutely, Tangi.
I wouldn't necessarily say that Champions League's been on our mind. We just had a really tough start the season. The run of games that we've had, it's been really tough.
Foxy says, I think the early kickoff time could help us. Rumours of a lot of empty seats for Milan tomorrow. So atmosphere not as intimidating as we may have expected.
That's a good point.
That is a very good point. Yeah, absolutely. Gary says, you're right, Predator. We've nothing to lose. If we can score early, I think we can take them. Absolutely, Gary. Nothing to be afraid of. Just got to be clinical in front of goal. That's the thing. Because these teams are not forgiving. That's the thing. So we've got to be clinical. Right, as we are coming towards the end of the show, do you want to let people know where they can find you, Rolly?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at Pole67.
Thank you very much. It's been a great show tonight. Sorry it's been a late show, you know, but it's been fantastic anyway. If you have enjoyed what you see, please do smash that like. It really does help the channel. So if you haven't yet smashed the like, then please do. That would be absolutely fantastic. Also, if you're brand new at the channel, come and be part of this great community by smashing that subscribe and also hitting that bell notification. That tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record or any upcoming shows as well. And I still remember there is a challenge on. So when I do have a bacon and sausage sandwich and I put a bit of mint sauce in, yes, I will definitely video it for everybody. And then 12th man can see it as well. So there we go. BSA's AC Milan, Chelsea retirement home. We can do them. Well, yeah, they've got Pulisic, they've got Loftus-Cheek, Tomori. Although Tomori's probably the better of the players I got from Chelsea, in all honesty. I don't rate Loftus-Cheek. I don't think he's that great. And Pulisic, yes, he's a good player, but he's too injury prone.
Loftus-Cheek is hit and miss. He can be good, but more often than not, he's not.
Ian says, great show, Tony and Rolly, great laugh. Thanks, Ian. Yeah, it's been an absolute ball tonight, hasn't it? Take care, says Mary. You too, Mary. I hope your pizza arrives, although I don't think it is. TV, Tony, and take care, Tony Rowley. Yeah, you too, mate, Jack. See you later. Lee says, great show tonight, Tony and Rowley. Everyone, a big thumbs up. Thanks very much. Pretter says, been a giggle, Tony. Better late than never. Mate, good night, everyone. Take care. You too, mate. You take care as well. And yeah, absolutely. It's been a good laugh. Good night, lads. Right now, where's the sugar? Yeah, don't be having a sugar rush at this time of night, Andrew. You won't sleep, mate. Jeez. Jack says, I meant Rolly. Yeah, you're absolutely fine, Jack. We knew what you meant with. Just thought you were shortening Rolly's name from Rolly to Roll. Gary says, great show, lads. Remember, keep your sausages clean. Yeah. Or the other option is, which is on a serious note, check your balls. Yes.
Mm.
We know what that means. Check your balls, because, that campaign's out again. Just for testicular cancer, and it's a very serious matter. And yes, it is important to check your balls for any lumps, any unusual lumps. Take care. Mary says, bloody hell, how spiders out, lol. Is that a metaphor? Literally. So, and Tanji says, remember, Sven Botman, 260 for Milan. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Andrew says, piss myself laughing. Right, guys. So, yeah. It's been a great show tonight, and we can't wait for the game to start tomorrow. There won't be a pre-match, unfortunately, because of the early kickoff. But I may put something out on a short video as well tomorrow, so do keep an eye out for that as well. But do you know what? We're ready for Milan, and just before we do go off, let's hope we do win and just ram it down this guy's throat. Here he is.
Probably it's also culture. Probably it's culture, because we are passionate people. We have belief. We have values that for us, if you say that you've been always a Milanista and you are 20 and you play in our team for 3 years, it's impossible to think that you go to, you're not even going to Real Madrid. I don't know. I'm just saying this. Manchester City winning the Champions League. But Newcastle. What? You're going to play in Newcastle, which is up north, almost in Scotland. They just start playing football.
Well, guess what, mate? We're coming for you, and I hope we do hammer you tomorrow, and I hope we do beat you tomorrow, and that'll just ram it down your throat. Because we won't forget his words, will we? Not at all. Get him off, Tony. Absolutely, Ian. That's why I just put on for a few seconds. Take care, everyone. Great show. Cheers, Foxy. Thanks very much. But yeah, stay safe, everybody. Enjoy the game. If you are travelling to Milan, or you have travelled there, and you're watching this show from Milan, or watching it on catch up in Milan, stay safe in Milan. Do take care of yourselves, Toon fans over in Italy, and be safe. Enjoy the game. Get back home safe as well. That's important. And enjoy your experience over there, because I'm sure it's a great experience. But until the next show, take care, everyone, and remember, the future's bright. The future is definitely black and white. It's bye-bye from me.
That's goodbye from me.
And we got some final comments in now. Andrew says, joke on your spaghetti. Eddie's Presser on YouTube now. Beanie Man Sports Channel. Lovely. Thank you, mate. I'll have a look. He's defo a tit. What times he following? He's following the Barcelona scarf in his background. Yeah, absolutely. Keep safe in Milan, says Mary. Definitely, definitely. Stay safe, everyone. Until then, see you later. Away the lads.